Part 86. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 851. Speaking of, that Fang Mo has been in for a long time. He won't really pass the 8th level and then break into the 9th level, right? Hey, that's not necessarily true. After all, that's a ruthless man that even Starfall Academy can kill. That's right, Xingluo Academy is also the 1st and 8th rank forces of the Bright Camp, and even they can kill them, which shows that their cutting-edge combat power is much stronger than Xingluo Academy. It's true. Even Xingluo Academy seems to be able to pass the 7th level, and Fang Mo's passing the 8th level doesn't seem to be a big deal, right? It makes sense. It makes sense. Hey, today's Xingluo Academy is really not as good as a generation. Now it's being pressed and beaten by a 9th rank force. Before Xingluo Academy was named Xingluo, that is to hope that the students of Xingluo Academy can even shoot down the planets in the stars. But now, they have turned themselves into Xingluo. I said that Xingluo Academy is a bunch of trash. Do you have any opinions? Hush 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 hhhh, the chief disciple of Xingluo Academy is still here. The chief eldest disciple of bullshit. A waste. Afraid of him? With the current lineup of Starfall Academy, even an ordinary 8th rank force can't compare. Qian Hao, the chief disciple of Xingluo Academy, clasped his hands tightly, and his eyes had already turned blood red. Shame. This is his moment of shame. The dignified Xingluo Academy was so defiled by this group of people. Can you bear it? Of course it's unbearable. I wanted to make a lore, but it was imminent, and I was worried. It's so hard. In this situation, who can stand it? Shut up for this true biography. Fang Fan can't pass the 8th level. I can't pass the level of Starfall Academy. What qualifications does he have? If he passes the 8th level, I'll be rammed to death under the Tower of Miracles right now. Qian Hao took a breath and then shouted. At this moment, the madness in his heart has been completely displayed. Miracle announcement. The 8th level of the Tower of Miracles was perfectly passed by Fang Fan, the palace of the Emperor. Received the first kill reward for the first perfect level clearance, and a reward of 128 Silk God Source Power. Face slaps have never been so timely. Qian Hao was still standing proudly here just now, swearing and swearing, the next moment, it will be fulfilled. My CAO. 666 Chief Qian Hao's true prophecy. As soon as I finished speaking, they passed it. Ha 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 ha, CAO, I'm about to die of laughter. What was the real legend about Chief Qian Hao just now? If Fang Fan passed the 8th level, he would be killed under the Tower of Miracles. Onlookers. Let's all watch together. A once-in-a-millennium spectacular scene. If you don't watch it now, you won't have a chance. Everyone who has money will support the money field, and those who have no money will support the personal field. Everyone follow me and move. Explosion level 666. Watching the tower hit suicide. Onlookers add 1. Being surrounded and staring at him by everyone, Qian Hao really wanted to kill him. It was so embarrassing. But seeing this cold Tower of Miracles, Qian Hao subconsciously swallowed a mouthful of saliva. He is the chief true disciple of Starfall Academy, and he has a bright future. It is even possible to inherit the position of the head of the Starfall Academy and directly become one of the final few people in the power of the luminous galaxy. Is it too wasteful to commit suicide at this time? The good life has not yet been enjoyed. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 852. Cough. Qian Hao coughed and once again attracted everyone's attention. Everyone, although I really want to keep my promise, I'll kill you now. But Starfall Academy needs me. The Bright faction needs me. Even, the Sunshine Galaxy needs me. If I were to die now, I would have fulfilled myself, but what would you do with the students and disciples of Zingluo Academy? What would you do with the future of the Bright Camp? Brothers of the Bright Camp. Do you hope that the future of the Bright Camp will do? Have you lost a peerless emperor? Qian Hao held his head high, and said that was a righteous speech. Immediately, he waved his hand and stared, and several dog-legged students of Zingluo Academy immediately joined up. Senior brother Qian Hao, you can't die. If you die, we won't be alive either. Whoa. Senior brother Qian Hao, you are the backbone of our Zingluo Academy. If you are gone, we will definitely be bullied to death. Senior brother Qian Hao, I will die for you. You must not have an accident. One life for another. If you die like this, it will be the loss of the entire Sun Yao galaxy. Senior brother Qian Hao. Waves of voices seem fake and contrived. But at least the face on the face is preserved. You can force yourself to comfort yourself. So shameless. A group of people who eat melons can't stand it anymore. I've never seen such a brazen person. Lying in a trough, this is the interpretation of despicableness to a realm. You're talking like a fart. That's it? That's it? Can this be the chief true biography of Starfall Academy? Mummy, is there no one in Zingluo Academy? It's getting old for the husky. Is this so interesting? Spit up. It's disgusting. My CAO, brother, don't be rude to others. Is this what people do? In the face of life, face is bullshit. The chief true inheritance of Starfall Academy saw that the atmosphere was almost complete, and then stood up silently. The smile on his face disappeared in the blink of an eye, and was replaced by a sinister look. Hey! It's pathetic. I, Qian Haoying, have never trampled on my promises. But today, for the sake of Zingluo Academy, for the Bright Camp, and for the Sun Galaxy, I can only temporarily hide my little righteousness in my heart. Today, I, Qian Hao, cut my hair to act as a substitute chief, to express my heart of boxing. Qian Hao said with a heavy expression on his face. He took out a dagger and cut a few hairs off. Even if this is resolved. Perfunctory. It's so perfunctory. Bad review. My day. How can you play like this? This operation is too showy, isn't it? I don't understand this operation. Haha, it's really interesting, the little master's scalp is numb. If you're afraid of death, you'll say it clearly. Who should you respond to with such a thing? It's just, there is no sincerity at all, it's chicken feathers. The most annoying thing is this kind of spicy chicken. Despise. No matter what the melon eaters say, it doesn't have much impact on Qian Hao. Ashamed. Non-existent. Didn't I shave off all my hair? I am the incarnation of justice. Niobe Cokes, hang everything. At this moment in the Tower of Miracles, Fang Fan's mouth began to show a smile. 128 Silk God Source Power, very good. This is only the 8th level. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 853. Fang Fan is still very satisfied with the current harvest. The perfect clearance reward of the 8th level is 128 Silk God Source Power, which means that the 9th level and the 10th level will be more. This Tower of Miracles seems to have 13 floors. Then at the end, Fang Fan's eyes couldn't help but change, excitement came spontaneously. If this is the case, the benefits are self-evident. Keep going. Fang Fan's thoughts moved, and everyone was teleported to the 9th floor of the Tower of Miracles again. The 9th floor, 100 weak real king level demonized beasts. Call. There are 9 strong real kings in the team now, and it is not a big problem to fight against 100 weak real kings. The key is whether it can pass the customs perfectly. The Tower of Miracles and the Tower of Babel seem to have similar definitions for perfect clearance. Probably means that it can be passed without damage, there can be no deaths. Fang Fan's mind began to run rapidly, and the current situation still needs to be carefully planned. Jax, you stay to protect me. Galen, Kyle charge. Caitlin is in charge of sniping. Vega, get ready for your dark magic. Satan, Mikhail, flank left and right. Daji. You and Wajia, together, prepare for a magical attack. The battle starts instantly. It is not too simple for a strong and true king to fight against a weak and true king. It is not an exaggeration to say that it is a hang-up. Garen was injured a little by accident, and immediately used a king-level healing card to heal the injury directly. King-level healing card? Can cards be used in the Tower of Miracles? Fang Fan stood up abruptly with a smile on his face. In the Tower of Heaven on the human plane, there is a restriction that cards cannot be used, so it is obviously more difficult to break through. And now being able to use cards directly, is equivalent to opening up a whole new road to a certain extent. Fang Fan took a deep breath, the light in his eyes flickered. It must be false to say that there is no excitement at all, this urgent meaning in my heart at this moment is like reality. All staff use healing cards and supply cards to quickly resolve the battle. Fang Fan snorted lightly, and the battle began to explode again. In the past, Garen's charge was still at a loss among these weak and true king-level demonized beasts, but now, he is not panic at all. After being devoured by these weak real king-level demonized beasts, they will not die anyway after a few attacks. At this time, they can directly counter-kill them, and the killing speed will be faster. When you are seriously injured, use a king-level healing card to recover the injury directly. When you are exhausted and can't swing the sword in your hand, a king-level supply card will replenish everything. After a battle, Galen used 2 king-level healing cards and 1 king-level supply card, but there were 20 or 30 demonized beasts that he killed alone. 10 minutes later, the battle is over. Outside the Tower of Miracles, the previous hair-cutting incident seems to have passed. Huh, that's not right? Didn't I just say that Fang Fan had passed the 8th level perfectly? It stands to reason that he should have come out at this moment. Could it be that he has passed the 9th level? My CAO, it's really possible. It's really a lot of bullshit. You must know that there are 110 star king level weak real king level monsters in the 9th level. There are only 10 of them. Isn't it dead? Hee, others may not be able to, but Fang Fan, not necessarily. Have you forgotten the bald chief of Starfall Academy before? A group of people who eat melons laughed. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 854. The so-called bald chief means that Jian Hao, the chief true disciple of Xingluo Academy, cuts his hair to replace the chief. Strong sarcasm. Hey. Chief Jian Hao's true biography. Do you want to predict another wave this time? Predict whether Fang Fan can pass the 9th level. Yeah. Predict a wave, we can't wait. It's interesting and interesting, it's really interesting. We're all betting on you. We'll follow the real biography of Chief Jian Hao. Around the Tower of Miracles, where the Xingluo Academy team gathered, Jian Hao's face became increasingly ugly. Humiliation. Such an obvious humiliation. These people, just arrogant. How dare you be so rude to him? Bastards. What is oneself? Can you match him? Hutcha. Qian Hao clenched his fists tightly, and the veins on his forehead burst out. Ha ha! Fang Fan can't pass the 9th level. Even if all his subordinates are strong and true kings, it is impossible for them to pass. That's 100 monsters of the weak real king realm. How can he pass? You are too high on him. If he can pass the 9th level of the Tower of Miracles, wouldn't I have passed it sooner? If he passes the 9th level, I dare to eat the Tower of Miracles directly. In the face of things, absolutely cannot lose. Pretend to the end. Ha ha ha. I laughed so hard. I said before that I was going to die under the Tower of Miracles, but now I say I want to eat the Tower of Miracles? Is it interesting? Don't bet on it. Anyway, I never promised to slap myself in the face. Why do you like the feeling of being slapped in the face? It's a strange way of thinking, I can't understand it. I really can't understand it. Who said it wasn't? Maybe, this is the master. 666. 6 to blast. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Apparently, Qian Hao had spoken to himself once before, but now no one wants to believe it. These ants. How dare they? How dare you speak like that? Don't they want to live? Qian Hao took a deep breath, killing intent in his eyes. I swear in the name of all the principals of Xingluo Academy. If Fang Mo passes the 9th level, I shall punish myself here. Qian Hao snorted coldly. The clay figurine still has 3 points of fire, not to mention that he is still a man of flesh and blood. At this time, the proper posture is to show it. Otherwise what is it? Despised. Trampled. Does he want to lose face? Is the reputation of the chief true biography of Starfall Academy ruined like this? Miracle announcement. The 9th level of the Tower of Miracles was passed by Fang Fan of the Palace of Human Emperors. Get the first kill reward for the first normal level clearance, and reward the Imperial item Yama Umbrella *1. Miracle announcement. The 9th level of the Tower of Miracles was perfectly passed by Fang Fan, the Palace of the Emperor. Received the first kill reward for the first perfect level clearance, and rewarded 256 Silk God Source Power. The sudden announcement of the miracle once again shocked the entire ruins of the gods. Especially the cultivators standing around the ruins of the gods at this moment, suddenly fell into the silence of the audience. Immediately, a sensation arose. I'm CAO. Did I hear it correctly? Can you pass the 9th level perfectly? Is this about becoming a god? So Fang Mo's team killed 100 monsters of the weak real king realm without losing anything? Is this possible? It's open to hang, how can it be so strong? I found a secret. What secret? The bald chief is really a prophet of God. Divine system of the strongest card supplier in the end times, Doomsday strongest card supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 855. The mocking sound came wave after wave, and the face of Qian Hao, the head of Xingluo Academy, became more and more ugly. This time, he has become a joke for the entire ruins of the gods. These damn bastards are mocking him mercilessly. Despise him wave after wave. He is angry, he wants to vent. And that Fang Fan, why is he so strong? The 9th level, but there are 110 star king level weak real king level monsters. Did he cheat? What skills did he master? Passing the 9th level, but with a full 256 threads of God source power, it is so exciting. There is also an Imperial Yama umbrella, the harvest is too rich. There was greed in Qian Hao's eyes. How good would it be if all this belonged to him? It's just a pity, this is destined to be just an extremely beautiful prayer. By the way, I almost forgot, what did our bald chief just say to do? If Fang Fan passes the 9th level of the Tower of Miracles, he will kill himself in front of the Tower of Miracles, right? That's right. That's what happened. It seems that I swear in the name of the past masters of Xingluo Academy, I've already reached this point. Don't you want to continue to pretend to be a coward? Otherwise open a bet? If the bald chief succeeds in committing suicide within an hour, he will lose 100. If there is no suicide, he will lose 1 in 100. Ha ha ha. Brother. How much do you look down on our bald true biography? Doing this is not good. Come on. I will join in the fun. As long as he succeeds in killing himself within 1 day, he will lose 1 for 1. 10,000. Brothers. Here's your chance to make a fortune. Lose 10,000. My CAO. Crazy. It's crazy. Put 10,000 divine crystals on it, wouldn't it turn into 100 million divine crystals? Who said it wasn't, brother? Why don't you buy 1 share? 100 divine crystals is fine. If you can't buy it, you won't be able to buy it and you won't be fooled. Grass. Who are you fooling? With the virtue of the bald chief, he can even cut his hair and act as a deputy chief. Who knows what else he can do? I don't want to gamble. That's it. Let's wait and see. Wave after wave of people eating melons, the melons in their hands are too sweet. One by one, they were staring at the chief disciple of Xingluo Academy, Qian Hao. From time to time, I also urge when I will commit suicide. Qian Hao held back the blood in his heart, and it was too hard to endure. This day can't be over. One by one, they are all looking forward to their own death. This is a chicken feather. Qian Hao subconsciously touched the few hairlines, and his face was immersed in water. Before that time, I could pretend to be crazy and sell stupid, and cut my hair to take the lead. But this time, we can't do the same trick again, right? Xiaofeng, how does brother treat you on weekdays? Qian Hao's gaze couldn't help but glance at the first dog-legged under his command. Although this guy doesn't have much ability, his ability to stray horses is absolutely top-notch. So over time, he became the first dog-leg under his command. Big brother. What are you talking about? I take care of me Xiaofeng in my eyes and take it to heart. Brother, if you have anything to tell me, just tell me. Do you want me to find a few who are the loudest and teach me a lesson? Don't worry, I'll go right now. The bastard who claimed to be Xiaofeng said with a flushed face, if you don't show loyalty now, when will you wait? You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 856. Xiaofeng, don't move. In this way, you are obedient. First tie your hands together. Open your mouth again. Good, that's it, then cover your eyes. Ears, don't block my ears. Then get down on your knees again with your head tilted down a little bit. Qian Hao said solemnly. That bastard named Xiaofeng's brain is probably not very easy to use. What to ask him to do, he doesn't know how to resist. Everyone. The oath just now is always valid. My Qian Hao is not that kind of coward. I won't be that kind of coward. I said suicide, it will definitely be suicide. It's just my Xiaofeng brother, he has to die for me. This is my real brother. Not a real brother, but better than a real brother. He insisted on dying for me, and was willing to use his life to extend my life. To be honest, I have refused many times, but I can't do it. But my brother benevolence and righteousness. He said, if I really die, he will come down to accompany me immediately. He died on my behalf. If I still choose to kill myself out of shame, he will not let me go even if he arrives in the underworld. Brother's heart, I feel it. I can only fulfill his wishes with tears. Qian Hao, hereby swear that from today onwards, your parents, I will be as filial as a child. I will surely carry a large sedan chair to marry your wife. In the next life, we will be brothers again. Qian Hao let out a roar, appearing to be arrogant. You. Whoa. The bastard named Xiao Feng, who was bound and kneeling on the ground, thought at first that his boss was just joking. But in the end, no matter how stupid he was, he understood that he wanted to use him for a knife. How shameless! When did I say those words? Isn't this fabricated out of thin air? In the face of death, this bastard named Xiaofeng naturally struggled with his life, but obviously, it was too late. A big head just fell to the ground. The whole place was silent for a few seconds. Immediately, a bang. I've never seen such a brazen person. I'm CAO. I'll serve you without even supporting the wall. 666. It's crazy. It's the ancestor of the shameless world. Without morals, anything is possible. Grass. To be a brother with this kind of person is really bad for 8 lifetimes. I'm greedy for life and fear of death is greedy for life and fear of death. It's fine to admit it, but you actually cut off your own dog's legs. Hee, ruthless. Did you see it just now? That bastard was still struggling frantically before he died. Tisk, that's it. Is this also worthy of becoming the chief true inheritance of Starfall Academy? Hee, the bald chief is no longer enough to describe this person, let's just call him shameless old ancestor? Despicable old ancestor. The voice of contempt spread for several miles, but Jian Hao didn't think he heard it at all. He silently wiped off the blood on the sword, and then glanced around indifferently. The students and disciples of Xingluo Academy who had followed him subconsciously avoided at this moment. Terrible. Even his own first confidant can do it, these ordinary disciples are not beheaded at will. This is the representative of the devil. Go back to me. This chief will not kill you. Qian Hao had a dark face. What the hell, is this a betrayal now? Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 857. In the Tower of Miracles, Fang Fan looked at the 256 threads of God's source power in his hand, and the smile on his face became more and more numerous. Cool. It is almost possible to directly exchange 2 semi-gold quality hero summoning cards. And the potential limit of the gold quality hero summoning card is the peak of the Emperor realm. At least for a long time in the future, there is no need to worry about the upper limit of their potential. Imperial Yama Umbrella. Although it's only a 1-star Imperial artifact, as long as it is an Imperial artifact, its power is much stronger than the normal Real King artifact. While thinking about it, Fang Fan experimented with its functional properties. The 9th level has passed, the 10th level is behind. Keep going. The 10th level of the Tower of Miracles, a 10-star King level strong Real King demonized beast. There is no pressure to fight, just behead. Miracle announcement. The 10th level of the Tower of Miracles was passed by Fang Fan in the Palace of the Emperor. Received the first kill reward for the first normal level clearance, and rewarded the 7th rank Spiritual Vein *1. Miracle announcement. The 10th level of the Tower of Miracles was perfectly passed by Fang Fan of the Palace of the Emperor. Received the first kill reward for the first perfect level clearance, and rewarded 128 Silk God Source Power. The rewards for this level are somewhat beyond Fang Fan's expectations. 7th grade Spiritual Veins. Interesting. Although the gap between the 7th grade Spiritual Veins and the 6th grade Spiritual Veins is still very large, it is clear that in the luminous Sun Galaxy, only the 7th grade forces Shentian League and Motion Pavilion should have this kind of spiritual veins, right? Let it go casually, that's priceless. The corner of Fang Fan's mouth was slightly raised, and he immediately put it into the Shushan Pavilion. It's just that the first kill reward for perfect clearance in this level is only 128 threads of God's source power. According to the previous progressive rule, shouldn't it be 512 threads of God's source power? The source power of God obtained in the 10th level is actually the same as the 8th level. Fang Fan narrowed his eyes and whispered softly. The difficulty of the 10th level is the same as the 8th level. An ethereal voice suddenly came from his ear, and Fang Fan's face changed. Who is talking? Fang Fan scolded, his eyes swept around the surroundings very quickly. At first he felt that something was not right here. The so-called miracle announcement sound, too familiar. And it's not like it's mechanically emitted, but there is an existing consciousness that controls all this. I am, the spirit of miracles. The ethereal sound came again. This also verifies Fang Fan's previous conjecture that this Tower of Miracles has self-awareness. It's just that no matter how Fang Fan pressed him later, the so-called miracle spirit was no longer willing to reveal any rumors, as if it disappeared in an instant. Brother Fan, I was able to sense the existence of that spirit body just now, but now it has disappeared. When it reappears, I might try to catch it. Just when Fang Fan was sullen, Yun Xiaoxio's voice transmission suddenly came from his ear. Fang Fan narrowed his eyes, looking a little surprised, but after thinking about it, he was completely relieved. The power of the law that Xiao Xiao comprehends is the law of the spirit, and it is completely reasonable for this kind of spirit body to be easier to detect. The situation is opening up little by little. Keep going. 10th level, 10 Star King level strong real king demonized beasts. This level can only be said to be a little difficult. Garen and Jax went up to pull damage, followed by Vega and Daji with a wave of output. The battle is over. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 858. Miracle Announcement. The 11th level of the Tower of Miracles was passed by Fang Fan, the palace of the Emperor of the People. Received the first kill reward for the first normal level clearance, and the flying imperial weapon, Soul Chasing Tianyi *1. Miracle Announcement. The 11th level of the Tower of Miracles was perfectly passed by Fang Fan, the palace of the Emperor. Received the first kill reward for the first perfect level clearance, and a reward of 256 Silk God Source Power. The difficulty of the 11th level is not much different from that of the 9th level, so the first kill reward for the final perfect clearance is almost 256 Silks of God Source Power. Outside the Tower of Miracles, Qian Hao's eyes have gradually become dull. Breaking through miracles again and again, made him gradually numb. At first he murmured a few words of interest, but in the end he was completely silent. Anyway, it was always him who slapped the face in the end. The wave after wave of rewards is so shocking. Chief Qian Hao, are you really willing to be captured like this? Are you really willing to hand over such benefits to others? In the distance, a man in a black robe walked over with a gloomy face. Sidu Zhan Demon Son. Shangguan Tianzhenzi. The master of the ancient forest Shao Pavilion of Chasing Soul Pavilion. How could you? Qian Hao looked surprised. Sidu Zhan is the son of the Dark Camp Motiange, and the Chasing Soul Pavilion is also the 1st and 8th rank forces of the Dark Camp. Before the Xingluo Academy was defeated by Fang Fan, in fact, their Xingluo Academy and Chasing Soul Pavilion were similar in combat power. Even because of the nature of Xingluo Academy's wide acceptance of students, it is more mighty than the Soul Chasing Pavilion in terms of power. It's just at this moment, everything has become a thing of the past. Among the ruins of the gods, the Xingluo Academy, which could have been tied with the Soul Chasing Pavilion, has fallen. Qian Hao was even more surprised when he thought of this in his heart. These two are clearly the forces of the Dark Camp, but this Son of Heaven is the son of the Holy Heaven Alliance of the Light Camp. Between the two, isn't the gap too big? These two side-by-side forces, under normal circumstances, have to blast each other's hammers when they meet. Even around the Tower of Miracles, because of the existence of ghost claws, they can't attack each other, but at least, they shouldn't come together, right? Hee, why is Chief Jianhao making such a fuss? It doesn't hurt to form a strategic alliance temporarily. The Holy Son of the Holy Heavenly Alliance, Shang Guantian, said with a nonchalant expression. If our Shengtian League and Motion Pavilion compete with each other, won't it be Fang Mo who will benefit in the end? I absolutely hate this kind of devil. If possible, I will do my best to kill him. Shang Guantian squinted his eyes, a fierce light flickering in his eyes. This is his real purpose. As for the contradiction between the light camp and the dark camp, that's a chicken feather? Seriously, don't you care at all? It's not good. Jianhao pretended to be reserved and glanced around. The practitioners of the light camp and the dark camp were all staring at them. Chief Jianhao, if you were really concerned about your face, you should have rammed your head to death in front of the Tower of Miracles at this moment, and you can still stand side by side with us and talk. Gulin, the young pavilion master of Chasing Soul Pavilion, had a sarcastic look on his face. What he couldn't bear most was such a fake hypocrite. Obviously, he has already made a choice in his heart, but he has to pretend to be reserved. Is it interesting? You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 859. Pure is not only quite a bitch, but also wants to build a torii. Gillen Shaoj Master. Please speak carefully. One of my brothers died on my behalf before, and at this moment, my heart is in great pain. Jianhao is definitely talented in acting. As I said that, there was still a feeling that I was about to burst into tears. Although everyone knows it is fake, at least from this perspective, it looks like that. We can all feel the true feelings of Chief Jianhao. This time we came here to tell you if we would like to cooperate. After taking Fang Fan, Motion Pavilion, want 40% of Fang Fan's treasures. Demon Heaven Pavilion Demon Sun Situ Zhan showed a greedy look on his face. My Holy Heaven Alliance also wants 40%. The corner of Shang Guantian's mouth raised slightly. How could such a good opportunity be missed casually? I want at least 15% of my Soul Chasing Pavilion. Gulin, the young master of Chasing Soul Pavilion, also began to offer his own price. Jianhao fell silent. What's more, you have divided your interests before I even said a word. 240%, plus 1 for 5%. In the end, did not even 100% of it reach my hands. So despicable? Haha. What do you guys mean? Look down on my Starfall Academy. My Xingluo Academy is withered at the moment, but as long as I give an order, I can still gather tens of thousands of horses. Jianhao said proudly. I want 20% of the income. This is my bottom line. Jianhao licked his lips. He knew how many treasures Fang Fan had. From the divine veins at the beginning, to the hundreds of God's source power obtained from the relics of the gods, what other imperial artifacts, the 7th grade spiritual veins, the Flying Emperor's artifact. Which one is not priceless? The 4 forces are divided equally, and it should be 25% of the income, but now it only needs 20% of the income, isn't it right? You don't really think that you are still the chief true biography of the former Starfall Academy, right? The elites of your Starfall Academy were killed by more than half, and the affiliated 8th rank forces were basically crippled. As far as your current situation is concerned, it's quite a lot to share your 5% of the benefits, so be content. The sarcasm on the face of the Holy Son of the Holy Heavenly Alliance, Shang Guantian, became more and more numerous. At present, who wants to give up their own interests? Haha. If we can't agree, you should ask someone else to be wise. Fang Mo is the enemy of my Xingluo Academy, and our Xingluo Academy can handle it by ourselves. Qian Hao gritted his teeth and said, Fang Mo is hateful, but these few are actually not good things. To put it bluntly, they are a bunch of bastards who eat people and don't spit out bones. Do you still have the right to choose now? If you don't join, you won't be able to get out of the ruins of the gods. My motion pavilion team will kill you at any time. Sidujan, the devil child of motion pavilion, immediately began to persecute. The same is true for my soul chasing pavilion. Gulin, the young pavilion master of chasing soul pavilion, clenched his fists and was about to attack. Qian Hao's expression changed, and he was actually forced. How can this group of people, be so shameless? My Xingluo Academy is a force of the bright camp, Shangguan Tiansheng, the Shengtian League will not turn a blind eye. Qian Hao's eyes glanced at Shangguantian with a hint of pleading on his face. Everyone is a force of the bright camp, and we should help each other at this time. I do not know anything. Shangguantian crossed his chest with his arms, as if he had nothing to do with him hanging up high. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 860. Qian Hao swallowed a mouthful of saliva. If he didn't understand this situation, he would be stupid. This group of people clearly has already negotiated. If you don't join Starfall Academy, you'll be dead. The law of the jungle, it has always been so cruel. I promise. At this moment, Qian Hao could only smash his teeth and swallow in his stomach. To blame can only blame him for being too greedy. At that time, he wanted to swallow Fang Fan's divine veins, which led to a series of subsequent events. The four alliances have temporarily reached. I think Fang Mo should come out soon. The 12th level of the Tower of Miracles, he can't pass. After Qian Hao went through some psychological struggles, he gradually let go. He has already thought about it. Once the four forces have jointly killed Fang Fan, he will immediately snatch Fang Fan's storage ring, grab the treasure and quickly evacuate. At that time, even if it is Shengtianmen and Motianj, what will happen? Waiting for the ruins of the gods, the sky is high and the birds fly. What Xingluo Academy, what Shengtian League, what about him? He can take these treasures for a lifetime. There will be no shortage of training resources in the future. Just thinking about it is exciting. Haha, there are 100 strong real king monsters in the 12th level. If he can pass, I will follow the example of Chief Qian Hao and die in front of the Tower of Miracles. Gulin, the young pavilion master of Chasing Soul Pavilion, did not forget to tease Qian Hao while he spoke. Humph. Qian Hao snorted coldly. Although he was unhappy in his heart, even if he was unhappy at the moment, he could only stop it. The 11th floor of the Tower of Miracles. The source power of the 256 silk gods is almost the same as the previous calculation. It's just that this flying imperial weapon chasing Soul Tianyi is a bit interesting. Fang Fan glanced at the Samsung Soul chasing heavenly wing in front of him, it looked like two wings as a whole. When Fang Fan put it on his back, he could obviously feel the spiritual power in his body frantically gathering towards the Samsung imperial weapon chasing Soul heavenly wing. The speed has increased at least several times. This is simply an artifact of escape. Fang Fan was secretly overjoyed, and immediately put the 3-star Imperial artifact in the Shushan Pavilion for temporary storage. The next level, it won't be easy to pass. According to the inference of the previous level's difficulty, the 12th level should have 100 strong True King level demonized beasts. Don't say it's a perfect pass, I'm afraid even an ordinary pass, it's very difficult. Fang Fan narrowed his eyes and thought to himself. But no matter what, You have to go through it first to find out. Everyone, check the king level healing card and supply card on your body. When you enter the 12th level later, don't be stingy with the opportunity to use the healing card and the supply card. Once the situation is wrong, use it immediately. Now we are in a state of comprehensive crisis. A little carelessness may result in a total loss. Before the challenge, Fang Fan also specially explained a few words. Enter. Swoosh swish. The 12th level, 110 star king level strong real king demonized beasts. The world in front of you changes in an instant. Piece by piece, all traces of demonized beasts. Each one is a real king. Fang Fan took a breath, and his eyes gradually became sharper. Galen, Kyle, Jax, Satan, Mikhail. You 5 charge. Hold down these demonic beasts as much as possible. Caitlyn, rapid fire. Daji, Vega, magic attack. Xiao Xiao, gather the wall of spiritual shields. Delay the speed of these demonized beasts as much as possible.